So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to become an info bro without spending thousands of dollars on courses and make $40,000 to $60,000 per month profit selling info using the same systems as the biggest info bros in the entire industry. And before I get any further into this video is for business owners, creators, and coaches, and anyone who has a solution to a problem and wants to sell that solution as an info product. Now, we're going to go through offer and the funnel itself to reach that 40, 50, $60,000 per month with info. And this is sort of what I have laid out for you guys. Now, we're going to start all the way over here with the offer itself. Before we get into the offer, you need to understand who your ICP is, your ideal client profile. So this is your dream customer. You want to know who they are, where they are on the internet, what bait can you use to reel them in, and what is the unique result that you can create for them through your info product, right? I want to go over an offer statement as well before we dive in, like how to create your offer. I just want to show you what an offer statement actually looks like. So this is I help ideal client profile achieve desired result through a new opportunity, right? And I have an example of this right here. Now this is Brez Scales landing page. It's the first link in his most recent YouTube video. So 13-minute mini course reveals the exact strategy I used to go from a fat Fortnite kid to making over 6 figures per month with freelance brand scaling. If you look at this right here, you can understand that his ICP is, I guess, fat Fortnite kids, and he's going to help them achieve the goal of making over 6 figures per month with freelance brand scaling, the new opportunity he is presenting them. And, just another offer statement that he could use. I help college students achieve 5 to 6 figure months through freelance brand scaling. All an offer is at the end of the day is taking your ICP from point A to point B. And point A is where they are currently at, and point B is where they want to go. Now, if they're at point A, they obviously have some pain points and problems, and you need to list out all of these for your ICP, right? And point B is really just their desired reality, their dream outcome. And you also need to list out like their desired reality and all their dreams and goals, because you need to know very deeply who your ICP is, how they think, what they feel, what they want to get away from. You need to know all of that so your messaging is correct. And the most important part about your offer, in my opinion, is your new opportunity that you're presenting, right? Your new opportunity is what allows them to go from point A to point B, to bridge that gap between where they're at now and where they want to be. Now, an example of this for Brez is, his ICP might be in college and they don't want to take the traditional path. The only skill set they have is playing video games like Fortnite, so they can't make any money currently, and they're currently broke as fuck, right? Now, his vehicle new opportunity, which is freelance brand scaling, allows his ICP to, drop out of college, develop a high-paying skill set that they have mastered because he's taught them how. And it allows them to make 5 to 6 figures per month consistently with an online business, which is most people's ideal goal. So there are 2 different types of offers. There are improvement offers and new opportunity offers, right? And we're going to start with improvement offers because you want to avoid these at all costs. Now, if you never read the Secrets trilogy by Russell Brunson, he talks about, the idea of an improvement offer versus a new opportunity offer. And even he says you need to avoid these things. And this is a little bit of reasoning why. So our goal isn't to fix what isn't working for our ICP. It's to actually replace what isn't working at all costs, right? So, for example, Brez, he started an agency, right? But he isn't selling his ICP, start an SMMA. He's selling them something different. Start freelance brand scaling, a new opportunity. And this is why you don't want to, present an improvement offer, an improvement on something that people have already tried, because improvement is hard, right? If improvement was easy, then improvement offers would be crushing. And you don't see a lot of people running improvement offers, at least in the info space. New opportunities also play on people's desires, which makes them way easier to sell. Also, improvement offers are, only targeted towards ambitious people, which tends to be 1 to 2% of the entire population. You're not going to make a lot of money selling to this small of a percentage. Even if you're niche down, it still isn't going to work very well for you, and you're not going to hit your revenue goals. Say it's $40,000, $50,000 a month. It'll be very hard to hit that selling to that small percentage of the population. So no one wants to admit that they're wrong. And, if you're selling an improvement offer, for them to buy into it, they actually have to admit that they failed in the past. And nobody wants to do that, right? And lastly, you become a commodity. They can buy the improvement offer elsewhere because a lot of people still run these. And for example, like, let's use the SMMA example. If you're gonna buy SMMA coaching, are you gonna buy it from, a guy with a small following, or are you gonna buy it from the guy that really made that shit big? You're probably gonna go buy it from Iman, right? And you don't want to become a commodity because you want to be able to sell high ticket, and the only way to do that is with a new opportunity offer. Now, new opportunity offers only work if you do a good job of increasing the perceived status increase that your ICP will gain from your product while decreasing the perceived status decrease that they could potentially receive. So you want to increase status increase perceived value and decrease the status decrease perceived value. And I'm going to explain that in more detail right now. I know it's a little confusing, but basically they will happily buy your product if they believe it increases their status. But if there's like the slightest chance that your ICP or the person you're trying to sell on a sales call thinks that, hey, this might actually decrease my status, this might not work, I might fail again, there's no way in hell they're going to buy it from you. So you can increase your status with, including assets and SOPs inside your info product. It just makes it more valuable. Done for you tools. This can be, a done for you offer, or say you include like a software that writes copy for somebody, for example. Guarantees. This is my favorite way to do this. You can guarantee that you'll work with somebody for free until you achieve them their desired result. You can guarantee money back for 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it may be. Guarantees are going to get people that are on the fence to buy because it lowers the risk. One-on-one coaching. This works particularly well if you have a very large audience, because some people, like, they don't want to buy your info product to necessarily learn how to do what you're doing. They just want to buy proximity to you because they know, like, and trust you. And if you offer one-on-one coaching, people will pay a lot of money, just to get on a call with you, talk about their problems, and, even get your phone number, just be associated with you. Lastly, promising quick results. So again, I want to use this example because I think that the copy on this is really, really good. 13-minute mini course reveals, how to get from A to B, right? Basically is what it does. 13-minute mini course. So the reason that this is awesome is because it promises a quick result of, getting this exact strategy to make 6 figures per month, right? For Brez, in his case, most of his content is like at least half an hour long. And I guarantee you anybody that clicks on this is going to watch a 13-minute mini course, especially if it reveals all this. So promising those quick results can, help increase the perceived status, increase that your ICP or the person you're on a sales call with is going to get, right? Now, let's get into the funnel. So the funnel has, 2 aspects, YouTube and IG. We'll start with YouTube though. So with YouTube content, you want 60% of it to be top of funnel, 20% middle of funnel, and 20% bottom of funnel. And the reason behind this is because, the YouTube algorithm is like really pushing small creators nowadays. So if you can create content that appeals to a broad audience, you'll be able to really get a lot of people into your ecosystem and start making a lot of money quick with info. So this brings us to top of funnel content. So with top of funnel, you want to have a unique strategy. You don't want to directly copy somebody's strategy in your niche. And like I said, you want this to be broad content. And the purpose of this is to bring in new viewers to your ecosystem. And here are a few examples of top of funnel content that I really liked. We made $4 million in 30 days. This is our journey, right? So if you have insane results, or like you're your own case study, this is a type of video that you could create for yourself, hook them in, and then, our journey, show your journey of achieving X, Y, and Z results. I bought a Maybach at 19. You understand why this has 100,000 views. Like, people are going to watch this. Brez, I moved into my dream Miami high rise. Now, What Brez does really well for top of funnel is that all of his videos, pick up from the last one and then transition into the next one. So he's like picking up the camera every day and just vlogging his day-to-day life. Vlogs are a great way to, generate a lot of top of funnel viewership. So that brings us to the middle of the funnel. The goal of this is to just generate as much awareness of the new opportunity that you are providing as possible. And you can do this through full guides, free courses, or just long form videos that, talk about what you're doing and what you have to offer. Now, the main purpose of this, besides generating awareness, is giving your viewers reasons to believe that it works and to generate excitement, get them to realize that, hey, this is an opportunity that they should pursue and they can actually make it work, right? So here are some examples. This is an example of like a long form video that just talks about it, how to actually become successful freelance brand scaling, right? 25 minutes long, so it's longer form, but that gives you time to, actually generate enough awareness and understanding that these people will eventually get pushed to the bottom of your funnel. Trading for Beginners Part 1, full trading course tutorial. I mean, this video has probably made $5 to $10 million if he's selling info off of it, which I think he is. I mean, 6.6 million views on a 2.5 hour video. You're going to print with those kind of results, right? But this stuff's possible, it really is possible. The only technical analysis video you will ever need, full course, right? 24 million views on an hour and 17-minute long video. Again, probably made, anywhere from 5 to 10 million, maybe even more if they're selling info on the back end. This brings us to the bottom of the funnel. So the bottom of the funnel is to just get these leads that are pushed down here to understand that it works and to get them over the edge so they book a call with you, right? Now, you can prove that it works through VSLs, case studies, and client interviews, as well as just sharing your story in depth. So here's Ben Bader, client interview, from corporate job to $15,000 a month info product agency, right? Doesn't have a lot of views, but that's fine because this is like the bottom of your funnel. Like, you don't want that many views on these videos because, you want to funnel down the qualified people to this stage in your funnel, right? Pierre Corey, $16,000 in 24 hours with a 2K follower influencer. So yeah, I mean, this just proves that this stuff actually works and you don't need a lot of followers, like this video in itself. But at the same time, like, this is bottom of funnel content showing his results. Making $110,000 profit in 1 year with SMMA. Here's how. And it's just a client interview that Iman posted. Now, there are CTAs that you want to include in these videos right here, but I'm going to get to that after IG because we're funneling all this YouTube traffic over to IG. And I'll explain why here in a second. IG as well has a top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Now on IG, it's going to be Reels. We don't want to actually use like our actual content, like the regular like square carousel post, because they don't get picked up in the algorithm nearly as well as Reels do. So that's why Reels are the top of funnel. And the strategy that we're going to use for the Reels is simply the hook story offer, which what I like to do is use a hook, a story, authority, which is like proof, and then include a call to action. So I'm going to run you through this. So step 1 is to bait them into your ecosystem with the hook. And you do this by calling out your ICP. Now, there are some other ways that like you can bait them in. That's just like showing like something flashy, flashing a bunch of money, flashing a car, watch, whatever it may be, right? But you want to get people to watch your video so they actually like will see the CTA because it's always going to be at the end. Now, step 2 is to use an epiphany bridge story. Now, Russell Brunson's the one that came up with this. If you've never read the Secrets trilogy, I recommend you pick up those books immediately, especially if you're trying to sell info. But basically, an epiphany bridge story is where you talk about the epiphany that you had that made you realize that the new opportunity was like the sauce. Like, it was the shit. Like, the thing that you had to do to, escape the matrix or whatever the fuck, right? And then you talk about how it allowed you to bridge from point A to point B, and then you just tell it in the form of a story. Now, the goal of this epiphany bridge story is to break the limiting beliefs of the viewer. And then you follow that up with proof that this shit works, and you like use that to generate credibility and position yourself as an authority. And then you include a soft CTA, that's the last step, And an example of this is like, hey, follow me on Instagram for more freelance brand scaling content, right? Now you can include like a DM CTA, but you have to realize that this traffic from Reels, majority of it's going to be cold. So, maybe sending them to the DMs right away isn't a good idea because it's going to be a lot harder to close them, even if they do decide to get on a sales call. That brings us to the middle of the funnel on IG, which is Instagram stories. Now, the reason that this is the middle of the funnel is because everybody viewing your story, for the most part, is a follower already. So they already know, like, and trust you. And this is going to make it a lot more effective to implement those CTAs. Before we get to the CTAs, I want to talk about what makes story sequences and story call to actions effective and what allows them to actually work properly. So the first aspect is engagement post on your story. This is where you post about new YouTube videos. So like, let's say you're editing a YouTube video, right? You can post a picture of you editing that video, be like, hey, I'm uploading this video about X, Y, and Z tomorrow. Make sure you watch it. And then tomorrow when you upload it, throw up another story on IG where you talk about, hey, this video is out now, swipe up, you embed the link so people can go directly to YouTube and watch it. You can also post about your email list here, try to funnel some traffic in your email list, just get people more involved in your ecosystem. And then lastly, you can talk about new projects. Like you can talk about, hey, I just signed a new client. Oh, I'm working on this new brand, whatever it may be, right? You just want people engaged with you so they can feel a part of your journey. And this is where lifestyle content comes in. This is really the main key to the puzzle with making sure that story CTAs actually work. Now, this is just a picture I took in Norway and posted on my IG story. But this allows you to sell without coming across as salesy. So if all you're spamming on your story are like these call to actions, like, hey, I only have 5 more spots, swipe up to see if you can get into my membership, right? Or my mentorship. You can't just spam that, you have to post some other stuff on your stories or the viewership will go down and people won't actually find you very authentic. So, posting your lifestyle on a daily basis on IG allows you to come across much more authentic and warm those leads up. It also, like I said, allows you to boost your story viewership because people will come back to see what you're up to every day. They probably won't come back every day to get sold, right? So another valuable part about the lifestyle story post is that you can use them as a hook for your story sequences, which we'll cover here in a second. The authority aspect of this. So this is just some, results that I got with my agency that I ran in the past, Facebook ads agency, just some Stripe payments. And then this is also a screenshot from a testimonial that I had from a previous client. So this allows you to nurture and convert in the DMs by posting, hey, I'm an authority figure. I really do this shit. Like these are the results that we get for our people that we work with. So this brings us to the story CTAs, and this is where you actually get to sell using the story sequences. So we'll go ahead and scroll down here. So this is what a story sequence looks like. It's just like the reel, except, you're posting it on your story. So again, you need to figure out what bait you can use to get them to watch all the way through your reels to the CTA itself. Typically, what I like to use are, call outs or like use a misconception or whatever it may be. Lifestyle content, like I said earlier, is a good hook. Say you use like 3 different lifestyle posts here, and then you like on those lifestyle posts, you're warming people up to hear the story, right? And then you immediately transition into your story. So in the story, you'll tell a story of yourself or a client to break the limiting beliefs. Then you'll immediately transition into the authority stage to build that credibility with proof. And then you'll include your direct CTA, which, you can tell them to swipe up and DM you, or you can just tell them to book a call at the link in your bio. Whatever it may be, you want to include your CTA last. Now, here's an example for Brez that he could use as a story sequence. So this is the misconception strategy that I was talking about. Did you know that the average college graduate only makes $64,000 a year? I know it sounds kind of low considering you hear all the time that college is the only way to increase your income. What if I told you there was another way to increase your income without going thousands of dollars into debt or wasting 4 years of life at college? So let me tell you a story. And then this is where you tell your story or a client's story to break those limiting beliefs, that they think they have to go to college to make good money, right? You break that limiting belief down for them, and then you transition. And not only did this work for me, but it worked for, client 1, 2, 3, post their results, show that it works for other people here in the proof section. And then you transition your CTA. I only have time to work with 5 more Elite Roundtable members this month. DM me Scale if you want to drop out. And again, you're calling out your ICP every step of the way in this process to only funnel people that actually want what you're selling, right? DM me Scale if you want to drop out. So he knows that he's selling to people that are in college because, that relates back to his Epiphany Bridge story because he went to college and then dropped out. So that's why this works really well because, you're playing into their desires. This brings us to the bottom of the funnel on IG. And before we get into this, I want to talk about the YouTube CTAs real quick because they directly play into this. So on your top of funnel content, right? Your CTA wants to look a little something like this. Again, you want it to be a soft CTA. You don't want it to be very direct. If you want to learn more about freelance brand scaling, follow me on IG, link in description, right? You want to send people to your IG, funnel them into your ecosystem so you can sell them in the DMs. And because this traffic is cold, you don't want to send them straight to book a call because it'll be a very hard sales call. And majority of the people will listen to the CTA, hey, book a call with me. And they don't even know, like, or trust you. So they're not going to book that call just yet. Now, I really like this strategy right here. If you want to start trading, DM me the word trading on Instagram, link in description, right? So, let's say this is like a crypto trader, right? And he created 3 videos for middle of funnel. On this video right here, let's say his call out word is trade. On this one, it's crypto. And then on this one, it's like income or something, right? So if you attach a different word to each video, you know where that traffic that's DMing you is coming from. So you know how warm they are, what video they watched, what level of understanding they have about what you do is. Because if they come from a full guide, odds are they're pretty warm and you know that you can get these guys straight on a call pretty quickly. For the bottom of funnel, this is where shit gets fun. So if you want to start freelance brand scaling, click the first link in the description and book a call with me, right? These people are watching like case studies and client interviews, so they know that this shit works, right? And because of that, you can actually really include a strong CTA in that video. So this is what it looks like, top and middle of funnel, you're funneling them to the DM. Bottom of funnel, you're funneling them to book a call. So let's go ahead and talk about the bottom of funnel for IG, the DMs. Now, every person that follows you, you want to send out auto DM, and you can do that using ManyChat or Sociable. You can just look it up online how to use it. It's pretty easy. And then you just want to say, hey, thanks for the follow. Let's connect. And then hopefully that'll start a conversation in the DMs between you and your prospect. Now, the other steps here are DM anybody who likes and comments on your reels and DM people that watch your stories. Now, odds are you don't actually want to be the one doing this. You want to actually be working in your business so it can grow, not working on busy tasks like appointment setting, right? And this is where, you hire appointment setters. And if you need help hiring appointment setters for your business, click the first link in the description. We'll hop on a call together. It won't be a random closer. It'll actually be me. And we'll just see if we're a good fit to work together, right? Because I can help you get the setters set up in your business, implement all this stuff that we've been talking about, and get you to those revenue goals that I know you have. So yeah, the setter is going to go through a setter flow, which looks like this. They send an initial message, whether it be the auto DM or them actually reaching out to the story viewers or the people that liked and commented on your reels. Then they're going to qualify, identify the gap, transition to the call, propose that call, and then ideally they're going to book that sales call with the prospect, right? And that gets us to the very bottom of this entire funnel that I created, the booked call. When people book a call, you're going to collect their information. And if you're booking more than 10 sales calls, you might want to add friction here, which is basically like a little type form survey that asks people how much money they have. It qualifies them again, especially if they're coming directly from YouTube. You might want to include this, but because the setter's going through this process up here, step number 2 is to qualify. So the setter's going to qualify most of the people and make sure that they're actually able to buy your high ticket product before they book that call, right? So for my clients, they go through an automated pre-call flow when people book, and this is what it looks like. Step one, booked call. The prospect will be redirected to a page that tells them that they need to confirm the call by going to their inbox. And this happens immediately after they book the call. So they go to their mail and it tells them to add the call to their calendar, and then they're going to get that call confirmed. Again, this happens immediately. This is the first step of the pre-call flow, first 2 steps. And then, they are sent an email and SMS reminder 24 hours prior to the call. The purpose of this is to nurture them further. And this is where it includes the expectations video for the call to, pre-frame them and get them ready to get closed down on the call so they know exactly what to expect. And then in the SMS, you're just going to say, hey, I just sent you over an email with a video that you need to watch before the call. If you want, throw it in 2x speed so it goes by faster. It'll only take like a couple minutes. Next, email and SMS reminder again, this time 6 hours prior to the call with the purpose of further nurturing. This time you're going to include a client interview video to, show that this works. And typically, like if you have a good CRM setup, you can tailor this client interview video to the prospective client if you have somebody that is like similar to them. And again, send out the SMS to remind them to watch that video as well. 1 hour prior to the call, you're going to send out another email and SMS reminder saying, hey, call's in 1 hour. I'll see you there. And you also want to have your setter DM them manually on IG. Just remind them, hey, call's in an hour. I'll see you soon. This will greatly increase your show up rate for these calls. Lastly, 5 minutes prior to the call, you're going to send out the link to call over email, SMS, and you're going to send it to them on IG just so these people can't get away from you. They know the call is happening. They know the link. They are going to show up. Now, this brings us to the very last step of this, the sales call. So ideally, you're going to close them down, right? But in the off chance they're not qualified, you can send them over here to your low or mid-ticket product if you have one. But let's say that they don't show up to the call. Now, again, the pre-call flow is designed to prevent this from happening, but it still will happen from time to time. So somebody no-shows, right? It'll get sent to your CRM automatically, and the setter will call the lead ASAP. So let's say they answer. Okay, cool. You can rebook a call. Now, let's say they no-show on that second time that you guys rebook the call. Cut the lead. You don't want to let them waste any more of your time. But let's say they're unqualified. Again, you can send them to your mid or low ticket and try to sell them on that. But let's say that they don't answer when the setter calls them. Okay, cool. So there is a process for that as well. The setter will follow up with a text, and then 3 hours later, the setter is going to call them again. No answer, cool. The setter is going to send them another text and repeat this for 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 days, depending on how pushy you want to be. That's really up to your preference. You might not want to do this for the full 5 days, but for 3 days, it should be fine. And that's because this person was interested enough to give you their email, phone number, and book a call with you. So they're obviously interested. So you following up for, a couple days isn't going to do any harm. Now, I want to talk about why this is so important to have a no-show system, right? So let's say that this bucket right here is your sales system. And this is water coming into the bucket in the form of leads. So if you put leads into your bucket and you have leads falling out the bottom of it, you have holes in your sales process. So you can't come in and add more water, more leads to the bucket because you'll just be wasting money on ads or wasting time generating more traffic. So what you have to do is fortify this bucket by, implementing systems that don't let any leads escape. And again, if you feel like you need help implementing all of this stuff, go ahead, click the first link in the description of this video and book a call with me. We'll hop on there. We'll figure out if we're a good fit to work for each other. If not, hopefully you'll leave more informed than you were when you hopped on the call. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.